Video games are an easy target nowadays by both politicians and people labeled as social justice warriors, like Anita Sarkeesian and Jamin Warren, both groups of whom cherry pick information to support their narrative or political agenda. Games are a very easy target because there have not been enough generations that are living or of voting age that have grown up playing video games. For example, my mom is 70 and she knows video games exist, but she doesn't know enough about video games as a whole to make a well-informed comment about them or critique them. Video games got their meteoric rise to the mainstream between the mid to late 1990s, and even with that, there's still today a large portion of the population that doesn't know about them, and they aren't going to check or research whether a self-described feminist is accurately depicting a scene in Hitman, and they're not going to play through the entirety of Witcher 3 so they can see the vast array of cultures and people that Jamin decided to ignore. Some people also will see President Tan Spray on TV trying to bring back the scientifically proven wrong thought that video games promote violence or are the cause of school shootings. And the people watching this will blindly agree because they're not going to buy a console or build a video game computer and see for themselves how it affects them. And they're definitely not going to read any of the many reports that prove otherwise. Now, we as a whole could dismiss these people as inconsequential, but they affect our hobby. And by the time the 15 minutes of fame of these self-proclaimed experts are done and over with, the damage is done. The worst part of this is that video gamers get tired of hearing and talking about these people, and even verbally tell others to get over it or just shut up about it. And as a result, people pop up again with some brand new way to victimize or distort gaming as a whole. We as gamers shouldn't ever get tired of defending our video games. Profiteers like Sarkeesian, 15 minutes of fame seekers like Jamin, and scapegoaters like the US President, Mr. Annoying Orange, should get tired of us instead. Gamers are one of the smartest, most diverse, and tech-savvy communities worldwide. And we can make a difference to where people will take a very big, giant pause before even thinking about touching our games for their selfish goals again. We don't need other people forcing the creators that make what we love to have to worry about making a let's make everyone in the world happy checklist out while creating a video game. I don't need token races or characters with different sexual orientations showing up in games just because and aren't in there or put in organically. Doing that destroys an author's narrative, creativity, and motivation. Also, I don't need any one person to stand up for my gender or my race ever. If the game is offensive, it won't do well, period. The games that do well supersede race, sex, gender, and this talk about violence because they tell through a very well-written story something good to make you think, and or they have great gameplay and sound and all that together. At the end of the day, that is why people play games. I know a lot of people are going to say you're preaching to the choir, but sometimes sharing your own point of view gives rise to new ideas when dealing with a chronic problem of lies and misinformation. The discussion should never die, it should only grow. Thank you. That's been my outlook on a situation that keeps showing its ugly head every few years. And it's time for us as a whole to put a stop to it. This has been Vince Seba, and I'm out.